My story, my testimony. They say everybody have an animal in them. Mine is a Rottweiler mixed with pit bull. I was looking for love in all the wrong places. Mentally abused, physically abused, didn't understand love, didn't understand compassion, didn't know who Jesus was. All I knew was the game, trapping, hustling, crap games, partying, smoking, drinking, thinking that's the life. Never understood that I was lost. Never understood I didn't have knowledge. I was lacking. You know, it always start good. And then as you continue to do it, you realize it's a dead end. There is no way out. Jail, lockup. You start seeing other people you cool with getting killed. You start watching them get buried 6 feet deep. You start seeing people go to jail, getting life. People go in jail, come out not the same. You start seeing people suicide. You sitting out here in the world trying to figure out what's going on. Everything's dark. Blood on the ground. Chalk tracing bodies on the ground. Then you start seeing the law itself killing us, gunning us down because we got braids, gold, hoodies. You're not understanding. And then you realize some of your worstest enemies is some of your homies, people that you grew up with, people that you hung with. It's always that one envy you. It's always that one jealous of you. It's always that one want to take your place, knock you, condemn you, judge you. But at that time, you ain't thinking about none of that, man. You just living the life. You balling. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Got a strap, got drugs, got that hoodie on, got women's, got jewelry, got fresh J's. Man, can't tell you nothing. But yet, not realizing you a step away from the grave. Not realizing you a step away from lake of fire. Didn't accept Christ as your Lord and your Savior. Didn't understand anything. You was just lost, spiritually blind. And you think you the stuff. You know, you was just doing your thing, doing what you saw, doing what other people said. You know, it was OGs handing you the packs, telling you to go do it. You young. You grew up struggling. You grew up suffering. You grew up without lights. You grew up without water. So what do? You take the pack. You run with it. You see other homies doing it. Quit school. Start breaking the rules, in and out of jail. Start drinking. Start smoking weed. You know, you had a cold out there. Never get half your own supply. And as you chill in the block, you start to see people getting half their own supply. You start seeing some of your homies becoming fiends. You start seeing some of your homeboys suicide and giving up. You see people catching AIDS. Then you realize it's no way out the game but death or lockup. You want more. You start getting visions. Things begin to change. You don't know what's going on. You're just sitting on the block like, dang, I don't want to do this no more. I'm tired of this life. It's the same old, same old. You try factories. They're not paying you enough. But you still go. And at the same time, temptation is still knocking on your door. So what do? Not realize how successful you really are. They've been giving us books about slavery, but they hide the books about how we was kings. Man, life is messed up. It's a jungle out here. And you try to keep your mind from wandering, but every time you look around, your mind can't help but to wander. Projects, people dying every day. Innocent people being killed by drive-by shootings, little girls. Turn on the news, boys being molested, girls being molested. You're like, dang, what's really going on? You start to feel lost. But you know what? I was facing 10 years, and Jesus reached out to me. Not through man, through a small, still voice. And he began to talk to me and tell me, you are so much better than this. I would take you places you never been. I will show you things you never seen. You will reach peoples that other leaders can't reach. I will take you in dark places and my light will shine in you. You will stand before nations and testify my name. I will give you power. I will deliver you. I will heal you. I will restore you. I will open you up and put my spirit in you. I will love you where you never been loved. I will restore you where you've been broken. I will heal you where you've been sick. I will cleanse you where you've been dirty. You know, we all filthy as rags, but through the blood of Christ, we cleanse. So I began to read my word. I didn't know what I was doing. I was in the backyard, just following this small, still voice. That voice was knowledge. So I started filling myself with the word. I started eating. I started feeling good about myself. I started getting stronger. My mind started to expand. I started to want to do better things. I started wanting to go back to the neighborhood and clean it up. I started showing love. I started watching my mouth where I wasn't cursing. I went back to women's and told them I was sorry. I went back to family and said I was sorry. I became a new creature. I didn't understand what was going on at that moment. But the more I ate the word, the more I changed. The word cleanses you. Then I got baptized in the water. Then that small, still voice told me I'm missing the fire, which was the Spirit. So I began to get baptized in the Spirit. Things began to change. The way I think, the way I talk, the way I act. You know, I saw chains fall off of me. I started realizing people didn't want to hang with me no more. I started to realize I couldn't go to them places no more. I was making people uncomfortable. I didn't realize the power that was in the inside of me. But I kept eating. I kept growing spiritually. Every time I ate physically, I made sure I ate spiritually. I started eating that knowledge. I started becoming that knowledge. I started becoming that wisdom. I felt untouchable. I felt like there was no demon on this earth can touch me. Because the greater is he that's in me. I started to realize who the king really was. I stopped listening to what people were saying that he's not real. I stopped listening to them. I got away from negative energy. I got away from negative power, dark forces, evil forces, wickedness. Got away from that mess. And I got in a quiet place and I ate and I ate and I ate till I started changing. Till I started being delivered. I started changing my mind. I started getting a vision. I started seeing God opening doors for me, fighting my battles, strengthening me when I was weak. I started praying. I started fasting. I started worshiping. My life changed. I repented. And I realized I was no longer that guy no more. He set me free from the streets and brought me to the pulpit. And if he did it for me, he can do it for any one of you that's willing. All you got to do is just believe. All you got to do is just have faith. All you got to do is want to change, want to deliver, want the healing, want to be new. Ask him to make you over. I don't care who you is. If you hearing this message, ask him to make you over. Or if you already saved and you feel like you ain't been doing enough, ask him, what can you do? It is time to raise up as a nation and be who he called us to be. It is time to go out here and testify. It is time to take the word to the world, let the world know about the champion. Even though the world remember him, we still need to continue to make him remember. Show love our neighbor as ourselves, and love God with all our heart and all our might and all our strength.